What's up, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual and everything. Go get it. This video is entitled So Women Can't Believe Cardi B is Abusive. And it's not really about Cardi B, but this is using her as a reference for something. So she had a tweet on, October 16th, right? Question, because they said Offset was abusive, right? He's mentally abusive or something like that. So our response is abusive, question mark. Girl, I'm the one that do the hitting and the S talking, trash talking, let's put it like that. I'm just a crazy chick. One day I want to smack a dude, she didn't say dude, and leave the next week. I want to ride his face till till he get the rag or whatever. Y'all be trying to analyze too much. We are just simply dysfunctional. So somebody responds, I know it's all jokes, but Offset is an abuser. Textbook emotional abuse. When he tries to leave, when she tries to leave, he manipulates. On average, it takes people up to 7 times to leave an abusive relationship. So, then one of her tweets later on, I'm going to make this very clear. Before I was a celebrity, I was crazy Cardi B. Same chick you saw on TV and on IG talking trash and doing crazy stuff. I'm still that a little bit, more calm now, but still the same. I don't know why you're expecting something different. This ain't Disney. Now, part of the problem is this. For the young ladies and young women who have an issue with Cardi B saying these things, she gonna leave her husband. And I'm gonna get back to that, because not too long ago she said she was getting a divorce, and basically she's saying, and then she's at a birthday party with him. Then she's saying she can't leave because of the sex, but they together. This story sounds very familiar, but he's abusive. Now she says she's hitting him. So, out of her own mouth, she says she hits men and she talks crazy. And remember, she wanted to get out of the marriage because she was tired of arguing. But she admits a few weeks later, maybe a month later, that she's the one that's basically hitting people and talking the most trash. So nobody takes this into consideration that maybe, just maybe, the type of female that some of you ladies look up to, she's a representation of you. And some of the men that you claim are so abusive in your life, maybe it was you. And that's hard, because now, young lady's response was, he's an emotional abuser. Okay, so you women talk about physical abuse and verbal abuse. She herself admitted to both. And an irony about this is she said, we are dysfunctional. If she's admitting that she's doing that, she's actually dysfunctional. Now, I'm not finna say Offset's not dysfunctional, but, but to lump a we in when you admitted your crimes is kind of interesting, because it's cool to say we when you just put yourself on blast. But the bigger point is she didn't leave her man. I don't know what she's doing. I really don't care, but you ladies don't think about this, because isn't that the same celebrity that said she used to drug guys and rob them and have dudes rape them in their sleep, dudes who pretend to be women, have sex with them while they passed out, not really sleep, but passed out from drugs. But all of a sudden, she can't be abusive. She's not dysfunctional. And using, the thing with Megan Thee Stallion as a reference, now the thing with Tory Lane, of course. But isn't she the same woman that basically got a good deal from Carl Crawford and then said he was some evil guy? And now, if this turns out that Tory Lane didn't do this, Tory Lane's some evil guy, but she's always getting into it with people, just like Cardi B is always getting into it with people. And why I say this is really not about them is about Cardi B is it's about this mindset that I can go around causing problems wherever I go, but it's the guys who are at fault. It's the guys who are abusive. You know, if he's not physically abusive and he's not verbally abusive, he's got to be emotionally abusive. He's abusive if he's there. He's abusive if he's gone. He's abusive if he's having sex with you. He's abusive if he's not having sex with you. And what happens a lot of times is people don't look at themselves in retrospect and say, I did this and I did that. At least Cardi B can say what she's done. She looks completely crazy and hypocritical, but she's always looked crazy and hypocritical. So that's consistent for her. But for you young ladies who are out here like, I don't get it, I don't get it. It's not me, I'm not like that. Well, if you have an issue with this type of stuff, and if you move the goalposts on this type of stuff, you are like that. You are exactly like that. And, you know, the one thing I can give Cardi B credit for, she know who to deal with. She do. She know what type of guy to deal with, because she seems like the type who knows this for a fact. Ain't nobody gonna be, she can't go around, she's at least honest enough with herself to know, oh, I can't just 5 years from now talking about I want a good man. After loving hip hop and IG and you know her current rap career and how she's putting herself out there and WAP and all that up, she already know that. You know, but you other ladies are trying to downplay that because y'all are going through y'all little phase. And you want after your phase is over with to be accepted. Well, accepted by who? You know, you can't get mad at a guy like Offset if a guy like Offset is what turned y'all on. And, you know, this is where it gets worse and worse and worse. Because this is what, it also puts a light on what the men put up with. Even men like Offset are putting up with this. You know, and they got a daughter. So if this is her normal behavior and she can admit this is her normal behavior, what you think she's teaching her daughter? Which is what some of you ladies learn from your mothers and your aunts. You know what I'm saying? Your sisters. So you can't say, you know, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad girl, rather. I can't be a bad person. Yes, you can be a bad person. You absolutely can be a bad person for the things you're doing. There's no doubt about it. Make no bones about it. You can definitely be dysfunctional and a bane on somebody's existence. And what I find interesting about stuff like this is women have an issue with being toxic. Toxic women have an issue with being toxic because you can be toxic, but it's got to be somebody else's fault. And when it's not somebody else's fault, you got to make up that it's somebody else's fault, but you never change the behavior. You never say, okay, this is out of pocket. I can't do this. I shouldn't do this. This is wrong. There's always an excuse. I acted like this because of this. You know, I did this because of this. I responded like this because of this. You know, I thought somebody said this. I took it like this. So if you're always in the mix with men and women, then it's you. If you're always in arguments, then it's you. If you're always in altercations, then it's you. You know, if you're always stressed out, then it's you. And, you know, we talk about accountability being a curse word, just like submission. You find that people have an issue with accountability and submission because they're having a good old time being rebels. And rebels are toxic. Rebelliousness is toxic. You know, rogue behavior is toxic. So the things that some of you ladies like to do and have so much fun with, you can't admit that, okay, I'm dead wrong. I'm dead wrong. So if when you can't put it on a person who would be considered a gangster rapper because the gangster rapper's wife is more toxic than he is, that says something about you because you might be dealing with a guy who you consider dangerous and you're actually a bigger problem to society than he is. So you can't turn around and say, um, I was hurt, I was abused, I was this because people are taking the veil off and going behind the curtain and saying a lot of this stuff is actually just lies. So we're done on this. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.